Hey, folks, how about some new WTF merch? Maybe you want the perfect gift for your fellow what the fucker, or maybe just a little something for yourself. Well, we've got some new shit. We did a limited edition series of signed posters for our 10th anniversary, and they all sold out like really fast. So we did some reprints in various sizes that come framed and ready to hang. We also put the poster designs by artist Johnny Jones on some stickers. Stickers! Grown-ups like stickers. There's also our new Too Close t-shirt inspired by my morning Instagram chats and all other classic WTF merch. Framed posters, shirts, stickers, and more. Go to podswag.com/WTF or click on the merch link at WTFpod.com. Okay? All right. Fine. Let's do the show.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fuck nicks? What's happening? How's it going? Could you just don't get the COVID before the cure? Not the cure, but it seems like there's some promising things on the horizon here. Maybe we'll get a handle on this. It's a very weird thing. I recently had an experience. Let me get some business out of the way because I'm very excited about our guest. Michael J. Fox. Everybody loves Michael J. Fox, rightfully so. You know him from Back to the Future, Family Ties, Spin City, and he's been very publicly living with Parkinson's disease since the 1990s. He's written several books about it, and his new memoir is called No Time Like the Future, An Optimist Considers Mortality. I'd met Michael once. I met him once at one of the Comics Come Home performances with Dennis Leary. I met him and his wife. And it's a very heavy thing how we handle people who are living with real problems, physical problems, sicknesses, illnesses, how the natural compulsion or the natural reaction that someone has a lot of times is like, oh my God, what a tragedy. That's so sad. And Michael J. Fox has pushed back against that for years and has really kind of taken on his Parkinson's, his disease, as sort of, an unwanted but accepted partner in his life and worked with it. It's pretty fucking amazing, and metaphorically and literally, on all levels, whatever your struggle, even if they're just psychological, the idea of like accepting and working with your liabilities, your insanity, if you're able to. It's very inspirational, and I was nervous to talk to him. Because you wonder when somebody has a condition that is that compromising, like, is it going to be difficult? Is it going to be difficult for him? Yeah, a lot of worrying and sort of instinctually codependent activity goes on in my brain. But like, right, this guy's been living with this and talking with it and embracing it for, decades. And once I got comfortable with him, there's no way around it. It's inspirational, and it kind of gives you a fucking reality check. That's coming up. I talked to him. Because, look, I've been very public about, what I'm going through, because it's what I do. And the weird thing about being public about what I'm going through, and I have this platform, and I speak fairly openly on Instagram Live. And I've shared my life fairly candidly for years. Tapering it certain ways as not to involve or offend or disrespect other people in my life. But for the most part, being pretty straight, I make some edits to protect some privacy. But, all I've been dealing with outside of the stuff that we've all been dealing with, which is a pig person in the White House who has destabilized the entire fucking world and pitted us against each other. We're all dealing with that. And we're still dealing with it. I guess we're going to be dealing with it until Biden puts his hand on that fucking Bible in January. And probably after that, obviously. But I am hopeful. Somehow. And we've all been dealing with this plague, and there seems to be reason for some optimism on that front. But for me, I've been dealing with this fucking loss of a person I loved and some animals I loved. And I've been public with that, and it seems to be helpful. It's not unlike the stigma of a disease. There's something about the way that Michael J. Fox lives with his illness publicly and destigmatizes it. Mental illness is another thing that is stigmatized. Grief is another thing that is stigmatized. Aging is another thing that is stigmatized. Class, stigmatized. I mean, the list goes on, but I can't speak to all of them. I can speak to mental illness. I can speak to grief at this point. But these are things that all human beings go through. Everybody's going to go through it. And as long as things stay stigmatized, then we think when we have the feelings or we have the sickness that we have to hide. We have to lie. We have to cover. We have to blame. I don't know, man. Things are just weighing on me a little bit. I've entered some other phase of this quarantine situation. And also, there's almost always a rise in break-ins during the holidays. That's why Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. Up to 50% off any Simply Safe system and a free security camera, people. And the best thing about Simply Safe, you can do it all by yourself. No one needs to come into your house. You set up the equipment just like the name says, simply. It takes about 30 minutes to get full protection of your entire home. Recently, U.S. News and World Report called it the best home security of 2020. It also won CNET's Editor's Choice for Home Security and was named Best of 2020 by Forbes and Popular Mechanics. The system has an arsenal of sensors and cameras that protect every inch of your home. And after you set it up, Simply Safe security specialists take over, monitoring your home around the clock and ready to send emergency help the moment there's an alarm. Get up to 50% off Simply Safe plus a free security camera today by visiting simplysafe.com/WTF. Go today. This deal is this week only. That's simplysafe.com/WTF. SIMPLI safe.com/WTF. Okay? All right? Okay. So I guess I've been kind of serious, kind of raw, and still dealing with these waves of this. There's nothing good about grief, but it's something that everyone is going to have to reckon with. And I know that when I talk about it, I was recently accused of using my grief to what? It kind of drops off there, doesn't it? You're just exploiting your grief. You're exploiting the death of the person you love. It's like, are you fucking out of your mind? Why would I want that? I just don't know how to make things up, really. And I talk about my feelings and what I'm going through. And I'm a creative person. For some reason, I haven't been able to write anything about any of it. I've been able to write in my fucking notebook at all. I'm just sort of dealing with feelings, talking about them, sometimes to whoever will listen, and leaning on people to move through this, because that's what people do for each other. We're built to carry each other's burden a little bit. And sometimes it's as easy as fucking listening. But as I was saying, I haven't been writing about this stuff because I don't know what to do with it, and I don't feel the pressure. I definitely do not want to. People are like, you got to write about what you're going through. Why? This is what I do. I talk. And I don't want to sell books about whatever it is I'm going through. It's horrible. It's horrible. But for some reason, the other day, a few days ago, I started writing a song. I started writing a song about what I was going through. Now, I always play music at the end of this thing, and I'm not a songwriter, but I just took an honest approach to it. And, I play guitar, and people have said you should do something. I never write songs. I've written maybe 3 songs in my life, and I've never played them. But for some reason, the experience I'm going through out of my heart translated into this song, and it was relieving to me. And it's like writing a poem, or it's like journaling or anything else, that anything you have to do, without hurting other people to get through the weight to the other side of it, or at least to get it so it settles in you. You got to do it. There's no right way or wrong way to deal with this stuff. It keeps coming. But anyways, so I did. I wrote a song, and I despite my hesitation, despite knowing that anytime you put your heart out there in any sort of real way, someone's going to start kicking it around. But I put it at the end of the show, so I shared it with you. If it inspires someone to write a song or to express themselves, great. I'm not looking for anything from it. It's just what I did, and I'm sharing it. I'm a guy who makes things, and I'm sharing it. And I know these are trying times, but you don't have to go through it alone. If you think you may be depressed, or you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, BetterHelp Online Counseling offers licensed professional therapists who are trained to listen and to help for anxiety, loss, depression, relationship conflicts, anger, self-esteem, and more. It's simple. You fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then get matched with a counselor in under 48 hours. And you can easily schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus exchange unlimited messages to communicate with your therapist at your convenience. Everything you share is confidential. You can request a new therapist at any time at no additional charge. Join the 1 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp counselor. Believe me, it helps to talk things through. I know it's helped me. It's what I do. BetterHelp is an affordable option, and WTF listeners get 10% off your first month with the discount code WTF. Get started today at BetterHelp, betterhelp.com/WTF. Talk to a therapist online and get help. I talk to a therapist every week. So Michael J. Fox was great to talk to, funny and inspirational, and I'm sure he gets that a lot. The book, No Time Like the Future, An Optimist Considers Mortality, is available now wherever you get books, and this is me talking to Michael J. Fox last week. Nice to see you, Michael.
I see you have a little antifreeze.
Yeah, good. Oh, it's nice. What is in there? What's in that blue drink?
That's a Gatorade type concoction.
Oh, okay. Electrolytes?
Electrolytes, yeah. Get things sparking in the morning.
Yeah, sure. I think we met once. I don't know if you're... I think we met at
Boston.
Dennis Leary sing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're doing the show. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I was trying to remember where, because I knew I had the memory, but it was in the haze of my life, of all the memories.
I know. I'm in the same haze.
Yeah. I mean, well, you've got the double whammy of I'm 57, you're 59, and on top of that, you've got the Parkinson. So I imagine it's quite a jungle up there.
And you've got the whatever you got.
Yeah, whatever the fuck I have, which is just, I lose. I don't know. The memories start to if you lived enough places, if somebody says they knew you from somewhere, you got to be like, all right, what year and what town? And
then you remember it and you go, oh.
Yeah. You're that guy.
You see a bar and say, I know that bar. Oh.
Yeah. Did I do what? Oh, yeah, I didn't want to remember that. Yeah. I didn't realize that. I'm a recovery guy, and I talk kind of openly about it, and I don't know where you're at with it, but you talk about it in the book. But I didn't realize that, the dark night of the soul that lasted a few years was directly related to your Parkinson's diagnosis. That's when you started drinking.
No, I started drinking at 12.
Oh, yeah.
I was a party guy.